Who the hell can wait till morning? Talk now at latenightsportsradio.com.
Johnnie Bobbo Show on LateNightSportsRadio.com, on your Spreaker app, on Stitcher, on iTunes. I'm Johnny Malors Jr. of Late Night Sports Radio, and we got Bobbo Sullivan over here. How you doing tonight, Bob?
It's Bob Sullivan, not Bob O'Sullivan.
Well, Bobbo.
I'm Irish, but not that Irish. I got a little French in me. That's where the O. The French killed the O. Yeah. So I'm just Bob Sullivan.
There's a lot of Twitter in you. So, and also we also have our fantastic producer, Keith Grieve. Thank you so much, sir. How are you tonight?
I'm great. I'm glad that Bob gave me an excuse to use the phrase "wee" on the air correctly.
Well, I got to say, we got a lot of stuff coming up. A big show again, like we were. If you'd seen on Facebook or on the Twitter bots, a lot of 670 the score action going on the show tonight between our guys Mark Grote and Joe Ostrowski. And the only reason why you're going to hear Pearl Jam open up the show, yeah, sure, they're a fantastic band, but we do that because Mark Grote, the Chicago Cubs pre- and post-game show host, is joining us at this very moment. Mark Grote, how the hell you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Yeah, fresh off the latest round of Pearl Jam and the latest round of a Cubs sweep. So all's good with me.
Good lordy. And you saw Wilco. What stole the show this week? It's been super cool.
Wilco? Honestly, I don't know Wilco that well. I can't sit. I know that one song, I'm the One Who Loves You. Is that one of their hit songs?
Yeah, for sure.
So honestly, I can't.
You can't what? You still there, Marky? Did we lose Grotes?
Okay. Well, you were saying about Steve Wilkos. Steve Wilkos is a great.
Oh, not Steve Wilkos. What are you doing?
You don't like Steve Wilkos?
No.
Why?
No, I don't. Because I don't know. It was a stupid talk show.
It still is a stupid talk show.
Whatever. It's the band Wilco because the band Wilco rocks. Jeff Tweedy is a musical genius.
So let's not get this twisted, Johnny.
He does rock. I think you're missing
Gentlemen.
out. Yes, Mark Grote, you're back there. I think Skype is going to treat us like a jerk again, but go ahead.
So Wilco, here's what I was going to say about them. I don't know their catalog that well. I've heard Wilco songs throughout the years, listening to XRT and stuff like that. But
sure,
it was so good. They're great musicians, and it's just a really good, clean sound. And I happen to have gone to high school with the drummer, Wilco, Glenn Cochise. He and I were were band geeks together. We were in the Lake Park Lancer Marching Band for 4 years together.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, so I support Glenn.
Yeah, and what was your favorite jam? Were there any deep tracks that at Pearl Jam that Eddie Vedder? Now apparently he's got to be your close personal friend at this point. I mean, you see the guy so damn often hanging around the Cubs, and I mean, how about what was the best jam that Pearl Jam played that night?
Wow, that's a great question. I think that I'm not going to go too deep cut on you here with this because what's turning into one of my favorite concert songs is one of their classics, actually, and it's a great there are just certain songs that sound really good in the outdoors in really good kind of crisp, coolish weather, and that's the song Release by Pearl Jam off their 10 album. It just sounds so good cutting through the night. So maybe I'll go with that. They had some tremendous moments and deep cuts throughout the show as well. I'm not a big fan of any of the bands that I like doing covers, so they ended with Bob O'Reilly. I didn't particularly I like The Who, but I don't necessarily need my favorite band playing other bands' favorites. So,
whoa. Grotes, have you ever been to a Springsteen concert?
I have not. No.
Okay. Well, this is the great thing about Springsteen. Johnny's gonna go Springsteen, but as far as covers go, Springsteen at the end of his shows, like not before the what do you call it, the encore, he'll do fan requests, and everybody puts up a sign that's like in the pit, and for the song that they want them to play, and the band votes on what they want to play. As far as obviously there's probably some roadies that are in that crowd that just put out a couple signs that say like Santa Claus is coming to town, whatever it may be, but Springsteen will play whatever cover it may be, and you'll get to hear Springsteen play his version of, say, American Girl by Tom Petty, which is a good song, but you'll get to hear that as a cover. I'm not a huge fan of covers, other than two versions, Jimi Hendrix, Along the Watchtower, and Hurt by Johnny Cash. But as far as in concert, I feel like it is cool to hear another band play another band's music. At some bands play other bands' music, like back in the day bands, if that makes sense.
Right, because then there's like kind of that irony that goes along with it. Here's what I'd say. First of all, I will say, no, I do not like it. I don't like it. Like, if it's not like a band that I'm moderately interested in, I'm like, whatever. But when it's, I don't understand at all, like, if it's your favorite band, like, why, and they have such a deep catalog as Pearl Jam does, and they have tons of great songs. If you were like a diehard Pearl Jam fan, you can go deep on all their albums. Why in the heck would you want them to do any covers? So I will say this. So maybe like one would be kind of fun, and maybe throw it in the middle of the concert, but to kind of have them as part of your closing and your encore and then finishing up, I don't like it. I don't like it.
But if they do it the Springsteen way, where you hold up a sign and then he comes and pulls it out of the crowd, you might like it a little better, right?
Well, I would like it if I could hold up a sign that says, "Here's the song I want to hear from the third song on your 8th album."
You can do that too.
I think that'd be way cooler.
You get to hold up whatever song you want.
Well, okay. Well, if they're gonna play a song by that they actually sing and that they produced and that they wrote, then that's cool. It just to me.
Damn it, Skype! How dare you! All right. We got to cut to the nitty gritties here with our guy Mark Grote. He wants to reconnect with him one more time. We're gonna give it a shot because, for whatever reason, Skype has been a jerk the last few weeks. It was decent last week. He was doing his job, but Mr. Skype is just off his game. And kind of one of the things, I guess, as we talk to Mark, we're talking about music a lot, and him not liking seeing other bands, songs being covered, but. One of the things I saw a video of, it seemed like everybody in Chicago was at that Pearl Jam show at Wrigley. And one of the songs that I initially didn't like, Mark, because we got Mark back on the line here, was the We Can Go All the Way, the Cubs song. That honest to God, though, when they were playing that and they were showing the Cubs highlights, that couldn't have been produced any better, at least in my brain, from the video that I've seen of it. And it just kind of, I'm pretty sure it probably gave everybody a chill. Did that give you a chill?
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, honestly, didn't give me a chill, but I agree with you. Like, I've never been a huge fan of that song because it's it's a jingle, basically.
That's the first time I liked it.
Yeah, and it did add something to it. Here's the thing: if the Cubs win the World Series and then they play that song and then they show all the cool highlights and the sentimental stuff, then I'm down with it, man. I've been
right.
Living the Cubs way too long to get sentimental at this point. So it's cool. It's a cool song. I know people like it, and God bless Eddie for being a Cubs fan. But
right.
Yeah, it doesn't really move the Mark Grote meter much.
Yeah, well, I mean the Cubs right now. I mean, I think it's their magic number's down to 24 at this point, or I think it's 23 now actually.
Yeah, it might even be lower. Yeah, 22 or 23. I don't really start paying attention to that kind of stuff until it gets down to maybe like 15 or so. So whatever you say, I agree with. It sounds right to me.
Okay, the magic number is number of wins to win the World Series. It's not just to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, I guess. But, I mean, when you're in this division,
it's not you guess. It's been 108 years, for God's sakes. Yes,
I still think it's cool to win your division, and I do think it would be cool if and when the Cubs do win the division, I just can't get into the magic number until it starts to get real. You know what I mean? Like, until, you know,
yeah, but
some people
nobody's
have been counting it down since it was 50, so I can't start getting into it until maybe it's 15 or 10 or so. Then we'll turn the magic number meter on.
But nobody's going to light a couch on fire for winning the division this year.
No.
But here, listen, this season's been long over for the Cubs. You know what I mean? They've been done with the regular season now since frickin' May at this point. I mean,
yeah, but
everybody's been rolling.
They have their flaws. They
sure do. And that's kind of something I'm talking about here is, you know, as we're talking to Mark, I guess, you know, seeing the fact that Arrieta went so deep, you know, the other night and then pitched, you know, the hell of a game, and then eventually still had to get to Aroldis Chapman because things kind of fell off at the back end there. How comfortable are you with the back end of the bullpen? I know Rodon, it looks like, you know, he threw a side session the other day, says he feels fine. He might be coming back. And then, you know, Chapman seems like he's been a little bit more wild than when we've seen him elsewhere. How comfortable are you with that back end of the bullpen for the Chicago Cubs right now?
Yeah, I mean, Aroldis Chapman's definitely had a couple of rough recent outings. Am I worried about Aroldis Chapman? No. I mean, because any closer is going to come in and fail every once in a while, and everybody's going to panic. If there's one guy that I'm not worried about putting it back together and being good when you need him to be, it's Aroldis Chapman now. You know, there are legitimate injuries here. When you're without Pedro Strop and you're, as you mentioned, without Hector Rondon, you got to get those guys back, and you got to get those guys back healthy. So if those guys come back and they're legitimately healthy, then there really is not a whole lot to worry about with your 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. Here's an encouraging thing, too, about the bullpen right now is that Justin Grimm has pitched well, better, I think, lately than he's pitched all year. He's getting lefties out. He's one of those guys who can do the righty, who is capable of that. His curveball is working like a mother lately, so that's super encouraging. We know that Carl Edwards Jr. is capable of doing really special things as well, but they can't just put him out there every day. They're still babying him. So I think it's really just a matter of getting healthy and getting those guys back, and that's a big if. I'm not just going to take that for granted, you know, with Rondon and or Pedro Strop. So if they get back and healthy, they're fine. I think the bullpen has gone from what was at one point in time this year a weakness to really a strength on this team, assuming they get healthy.
Yeah, I'm with you too. You know, and you know, right now you're in LA, and I'm sure that's fun. 'Cause it looks like you're sleeping. You said you woke up in Jurassic Park, but I'm looking ahead a little bit here. I'm looking at Monday. You know, where it's August 29th through the 31st. Cubs are playing the Pirates, and two of the guys, Cubs lead that series 9-3. But Rizzo, you know, he had a .532 batting average, 11 doubles, a triple, 5 homers, and a 1.717 OPS. And Kris Bryant, on the other hand, .357 average with 3 doubles, 3 homers, 10 walks. You know, the way things are going at this point, you see what Daniel Murphy's been able to do with the Washington Nationals. Has anybody swung you one way or another between the Bryant, you know, the Kris Bryant and Anthony Rizzo for the NL MVP situation right now? And are you kind of maybe worried some that you know, the fact that they're both on the same team, you know, some votes might get stolen away from one another?
This isn't the Heisman Trophy.
No, it is not. And again, we lost Mark. But I mean,
we lost Grote again. Damn it!
I told you, it's Skype. Skype hates us on certain evenings, and this happens to be one of them.
This is my theory. I think some of these voters, because they're colluded with their stupid crap, I think it's odds that we'll have a split MVP, a co-MVP with the Cubs.
It's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Mark Grote.
Yeah, but that's more likely than them losing it to Daniel Murphy.
Well, the guy's been on fire this year. And I mean, what's your take, Mark? This is the last time we're going to bother you with the recall, man. I'm so sorry about this tonight.
No, it's all right. My vote is, or would be, for I don't have a vote for the record, would be Rizzo. And I don't hesitate in saying that. It's not based on anything that anybody's written or swayed me. It's based on what I've seen with my eyes this year. First of all, my guess is that Rizzo will have another big run where he's going to be the guy that hits 5 home runs in 8 games or something like that, or have like a 4 or 5 RBI day, or put up some monumental numbers to get him back sort of in the ballpark with Kris Bryant in terms of the actual numbers. And then I think, too, just, you know, with the eye test this year, there's just been too many times where I've seen Rizzo at the plate in really super clutch, intense, high-leverage situations and come through. Whereas Bryant has done the same thing this year, but not to the same degree. There's been actually a couple times where Bryant's been up with base loaded, nobody out, has not come through. So my vote, without hesitation, would be Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah, and the other thing too, obviously, him being the leader of the ball club as well. But I mean, you even look back to that, what was it, like a 13 pitch at bat or something he had a couple months ago, where he finished off on a home run, and Pat called it. That was just absolutely something, and that's the kind of stuff you're looking for. And those are kind of the things that are going to sway you one way or another. That maybe some of the national guys that do have a vote, aren't going to see. You know what I mean? So that kind of bothers me. But what you mentioned, the fact that Kris Bryant, he has 5 home runs in 6 games, but Addison Russell with 5 home runs in 5 games. How much has he impressed you this year? He's already over 80 RBIs.
What impresses me most about Addison Russell is the textbook development and improvement step by step at every phase. Like, it's just like if you look it up someday, assuming that he continues on this path, that's the way. This is the way you do it. ABC. You bring him. You don't have him start the year last year. You bring him up, after Kris Bryant last year, early in the season, albeit, but not right away. When he came up, what was he doing? He was playing second base, which is not the same sort of spotlight or pressure as shortstop, and obviously you had Starlin Castro over there. You put him as the number 9 hitter in your order. You didn't put any kind of pressure on him. You gave him a ton of days off. Then this year, you took him out of that 9 hole, but you still got him down in the order, 6, 7, 8 in that sort of area. You're still giving him a lot of days off, just to keep his head clear. And then, eventually you move him to the 5 spot. Obviously, he's playing shortstop now. He is improving with his throws. The authority with which he throws from shortstop to first has improved a lot. So he is so coachable, and they are able to actually put him on this incremental program of improvement like I don't think I've ever seen. I would say him and Kyle Hendricks are both sort of on that so coachable that they are textbook in terms of their development.
Yeah, and does that surprise you? I mean, where are you going to put at this point when it comes up to that playoff rotation? I mean, obviously, we're getting far ahead of ourselves, but I mean, if Hendricks keeps up on the pace that he's at, I mean, wouldn't you much rather start him at home, say Game 2, and then rely on a guy like John Lester, the veteran that's going to come out there and win you Game 3 on the road? Which way are you going to go on that?
That's a great question. I think that your 2 best guys, without a doubt, are Jake Arrieta and John Lester. So, I'm sure that there's lots of things to look at. Like you said, that does make sense to, you want to throw. Kyle Hendricks has been so good at home this year and not as good on the road. There's no doubt about it. But I think, I don't know, you probably just want to be really kind of traditional in having your 2 best guys go the first 2 days of the playoffs and then, quote unquote, take your chances on the road. So if I had to choose, and what you're saying makes sense, but I would still go Arrieta Lester.
Yeah, it sounds like Bobbo agree with you there. You agree with that, Bobbo?
I agree. You go your best 2, and then you take your chances on the road, and then hope that Arrieta has his best in Game 5. Shall you need it? Grote knows his. See, this is why I love Grote. Grote knows his stuff. But Grote, as far as the Cubs go, I mean, obviously they've had their problems as far as the Billy Goat curse. We all know that too well. If there's a, Lackey, Lester, Henry, is there somebody that, say Joe Madden tries to get too cute with things? Who do you think he's going to get too cute with pitching rotation-wise?
Now, when you say get too cute, you mean in terms of what? You mean like using a bullpen?
No, as far as starting pitchers go, because I feel like there's times where last year he's never gotten too cute as far as pitching goes, but sometimes he'll do something where it's like, okay, we're gonna have an outfielder be a pitcher be an outfielder for 2 innings basically. Oh. And I'm not saying that's going to happen in the playoffs, but if there's going to be something he's going to get too cute with in the playoffs, what do you think it's going to be?
No, because I mean, all that stuff goes away. I mean, all the fun little experimental things; those things are all cool. for games during the season and stuff like that. So, if there is some weird game, though, where you're going 17, 18 innings or something like that, then maybe you see things happen. But both managers have to sort of respond when that goes down. I mean, think about, like, even last year with Joe Madden, some of the things that he did, like he'd have Chris Coughlin playing third base or he'd have him playing second, things like that. And then, you had a couple games where you had, Kyle Schwarber leading off, Jorge Soler led off for a couple of games. Those are all sort of in-season things. If you notice the progression of a season of Joe Madden, it starts to become a little bit more standard in terms of the managing the sort of outside of the box items go back in the box for the playoffs. So to answer your question, Bob, I don't think you're going to see that wacky, crazy stuff unless for some weird reason it makes absolute sense.
Yeah. Well, Mark, I hate to do it to you, man, but I know you got some dinner to eat. You're out there in Scully world. Are you going to get a chance to meet Vin Scully this trip out here or no?
I met him on the last trip in Los Angeles, so hopefully I'll get to spend a little time with him this year as well. I mean, I remember last year, Pat Hughes was like a little kid. Like he was like, "Oh, Mark, come on! You got to come down and meet Vin Scully." And I'd never seen Pat. Like Pat's always in control,
Yeah.
Pat's gonna probably be in the Hall of Fame someday himself.
Yeah.
And
he should
like,
be. He's in my Hall.
Yeah. He's like a little kid. He's like, you gotta meet Vin, and it's like, oh, Vin, tell Mark this story, tell him that story. So it's like, I can't wait to see that interaction.
Oh, I love it. Well, best of luck to you. Enjoy your trip, man. And again, Mark, thank you so much for making time for us on your day off, and you're trying to eat dinner and do all other stuff. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome, boys. Have a great night.
You got it. You do the same. That man right there, Mark Grote, at Mark Grote Sports, class act. I love that man right there. You can follow him on Twitter again, at Mark Grote Sports. Does a pre- and post-game show. You can also find him on Twitter. He's always throwing out different things there on Facebook, all over social media. And I hated to do that for him. I mean, I don't mind, Skype being a jerk. But for my guy, Mark Grote, he does not deserve the several callbacks. That's just not fair.
No. The Grote is okay. Grote is getting to be one of my heroes. Like, I know, like, he doesn't like that I call him my hero, but
that's okay.
He literally is one of my heroes. They say that you don't want to meet your heroes, but Grote, meeting him in Chicago was one of the coolest things ever.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because he's a genuine guy. You know what I mean? And yes. Like who he comes off as on the radio is exactly who he is in person. He's always willing to make time for you, like he did tonight, like he did all these other times for us. But I mean, honestly, God,
he's way bigger time than let's take for instance people in Omaha, like Dirk Chapman from the Omaha World Herald thinks he's way bigger time than he actually is, and he's
for sure because I've never even heard of him.
Exactly, and he thinks he's big time because he's a big at the Omaha World Herald, but he's a douchebag.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Wait, are we not ripping people tonight?
No, we don't have to. I was just saying that's just.
No, I want to. Okay, Dirk Chapman's a douchebag.
Rip away.
And he writes stupid fucking columns when he's He writes stupid columns with his opinions in them. He's really good when he writes like a feature piece about, Coach with can't. When he writes a feature piece about when he doesn't have his opinion in the column, he's really good. But when his opinion is in the column, he is shit. Dirk Chandler is a dumb piece of shit when it comes to his opinion.
Well, that's too bad.
No. I want to keep going on this.
No, you can't. I'm just going to give everybody a little heads up here. We got our other wonderful friend from WSCR 670 The Score in Chicago, Joe Ostrowski, is going to be joining us. He's going to be Skyping us in, so I think we might be able to hang on to his phone call this evening. But he's going to be calling us in probably about 6 minutes or so, and carry out ripping guys because like I said, I do a lot of reading. I've never heard of this guy, and I know exactly the type of people that you're talking about where. You go through, you read their articles, and it's crazy.
This douchebag, Dirk Chatelain, he'll write a scathing column about Bo Pelini, who was coaching at Nebraska, the head coach at Nebraska. Scathing column about whoever's coaching at Yeah, whoever's coaching at Creighton, whatever, he'll write these opinion columns and then tweet out, like, people hate him. And then he'll tweet out, I don't get why people hate me. It's like, listen, douchebag. If you're going to write opinion columns about, you know, overly opinionated and overly scathing columns about a certain coach, you better expect some goddamn feedback that's negative. Because there's going to be some people that like Bo Pelini, there's going to be some people that like Greg McDermott, and there's going to be some people that don't like you, which is the majority of the population. But when he writes a piece, a feature story, the feature story of the World Herald, the Omaha World Herald on a Sunday or something like that, those are really good columns. Like his thing about Paul Baranek from Ravenna, Nebraska, who had cancer and just died. Mm-hmm. He wrote a piece about him before he died. That was great. He wrote a piece during the Olympics about Michael Phelps when the swimming trials were in Omaha, and that was great. But I will not give him any clicks or anything like that because he, as far as Nebraska football or Creighton basketball, because he is such a narrow-minded prick when it comes to that shit. He sucks as far as his opinions go. If he wasn't allowed to have an opinion in the newspaper, he would be great. Like he should be on ESPN as like if he should be on ESPN as far as feature pieces go, outside the lines, whatever it may be. He would be great for that. But if you asked him to be on like First Take or whatever that crap is, you'd want to. I mean, he does both sides of the. He's pretty much Skip Bayless and TJ Quinn, and you just want to rip his throat out and punch him in the face because he's an idiot.
Sometimes I feel like I want to do that to people. It's not very often, but
like with the World Herald, like I like Tom Chattel, great guy. Okay. But with like Dirk Chatwin, he's a halfway good guy because the dude can write, but he just writes shit from time to time.
Yeah, well,
Brad Dixon is a piece of garbage. He's the humorist in the Omaha World Herald. This guy is a goddamn moron. This guy, humorist, give me a break. Like, go down to the Funny Bone at Omaha, the Funny Bone in Omaha, and go get some funny people and have them write something funny from time to time. This guy, Brad Dixon, is a goddamn joke. He used to write for Jay Leno when Jay Leno was mailing it in for the last 10 or 15 years on NBC on The Tonight Show. Mm-hmm. And this guy was writing for him for like the last 5 years when he was ultimately mailing it in. And the World Herald thought, oh, hey, this is a good idea. Let's hire this guy and keep him. And this guy is a joke. I mean, screw Brad Dixon should shove a rubber fist.
All right.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Whoa.
Anyway,
that's it for my rippings.
Yeah. No, but well, hell, Bob, what the hell did you do to me, man?
I'm sorry.
You broke my brain. No. Yeah, precisely. Well, I mean, here, let me get your early musings on this. The White Sox have changed the name of their stadium come November 1st. They reach a new sponsorship deal with guaranteed rate. I'm assuming that's going to be guaranteed rate. It's going to be guaranteed rate field. What's your take early on that? I mean, are you going to get upset and be like, oh, why are they changing the name? I mean, first of all, it's U.S. Cellular. U.S. Cellular's been out of business for God knows how long.
Okay, mm-hmm. Who's watching Coach?
Yeah, no one's watching Coach. That's just it's Keith's fantastic laugh track. I love it.
No, guaranteed rate. I did like the Joe Ostrowski. No, I think it was Nick Shipkowski.
No, it was Joe posted yesterday. It was
one of the arrow going
logo.
down.
Yeah, that's their logo.
Okay, he posted that. That was funny. I don't really care about who. I still call the CenturyLink Center in Omaha the Quest Center from time to time. because that's what it was for like 8 years, and that I just call it, okay, are you going to the Quest? I still kind of say, if you're going to the Creighton game or you're going to the Quest, I'm not going to say, are you going to the Clink or the Century Link Center? I'm not stupid.
That's pretty lame.
It is lame. Okay. I mean, it's kind of like you people in Chicago when you say, hey, are you going to Comiskey? Like, I know that it's not still Comiskey, and it hasn't been Comiskey for like 14 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. It was like 2000.
It takes a while to get accustomed to saying, hey, are you going to U.S. Cellular? And by the time you're saying U.S. Cellular, it's something else. And who gives a crap?
Yeah, and they ended up going through, and like a lot of people call it the Cell. But yeah, so actually,
that does not make it okay. That does not make it okay.
What?
Just because fans come up with a better nickname than the original name does not make it okay.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Either way, it's stupid. I mean, Quest was the actual name of the company, like Quest Field in Seattle. But, like...
So they could have named it a field
the
called
Century
Quest.
Link Center. You don't... Like, I don't want to say... I'm not a fucking loser where I'm going to say, hey, you want to go to the Clink? No, nobody's going to say that.
They could have called it a field called Quest.
Wu-Tang? What do you call it? No, so we're going to give our guy, Joe Ostrowski, a phone call, actually. We were going to hook up with him on Skype, but the man is leaving work and doing radio here in Chicago, and he himself is on the verge of a fantastic break here, just like Mark Grote came off his fancy vacation.
Johnny, have you watched the TV show The Night Of?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm going to just assume that you don't plan on it. Joe watches it, and I need to have some conversations with him about this.
Okay. Yes, Joe Ostrowski. How are you, sir?
What's up, fellas?
Oh, not much. We got you live on air right now. We were having some technical difficulties there with Grote, but Grote had some fun. He allowed us to call him back a few times because Skype hasn't been our friend with non-Skyper. So, he had to deal with the in and outs.
I was very confused because I saw the promotion of maybe Grote, so I was a little...
Yeah.
I was wondering, I was like, is he going to make it or what?
Yeah, well, I know he was out. He's out in L.A., just kind of got caught up with everybody. He was there for that San Diego series, skipped the Colorado series because he saw Pearl Jam and Wilco and all sorts of amazing bands.
I was doing the Friday pre and post game for 17 hours.
Yeah, I know. And man, and how could you not say the Pollock's name? I sent a text. I don't know if you got that or not to 670 there, but I was like, man, the Polish guy screwed up the Polish guy's last name, Rob Zastrinsky, right?
Oh.
No punchkis for you, sir.
Is that even Polish? Are we 100% sure on that?
No. Oh, no. Yeah, absolutely not sure. Because if anything, it should end with an I. But I still got to bust your chops about it a little bit.
Yeah, no, I know. They were his teammates and his manager was calling him C. So I was like, okay, I can call him C. That's fine.
Yeah, that works. But no, I got to say, you filled in admirably for the man. That was actually a lot of fun. Because I know you did it last Friday for sure. And then what about? Did you do it any of the other nights?
No, well, Sunday morning I had my hit and run show.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, I didn't stay at the station for the entire day. Jordan Burke covered it over the weekend. And Saturday is my only day off, so yeah, I got those couple nights out. But yeah, I was lucky enough to get the Friday gig. What's probably going to go down in the regular season as the one game out of the 162 games that is the worst day to have the pre and post game, with the 2-hour and 10-minute rain delay and 11 innings and all that.
Yeah. David Schuster would have been out of there. He would be.
Dude. he would have been gone.
Yeah,
gone.
But that was a great show. Hit and run again. I know that's every Sunday. And last week you had a former guest of ours, Mike Farron, on. That was a really great conversation. What a fun guy he is. But I guess the immediate go-to thing here is everybody's up in arms, guaranteed rate field. And he made a great comment about their logo is a red downward pointing arrow I mean, I don't think it can get any more worse and any more kind of on point than it is with the White Sox right now. Is all the early criticism deserved, or is that just kind of the cost of doing business? I mean, U.S. Cellular has been around for a while.
It's completely deserved. I swear, that organization conducts itself. And I'm not saying, because I get this, I was getting this backlash over the last 24 hours too. Well, I care more about the product on the field, so I'm a better fan. Yeah, the product on the field,
sucks.
We understand the product sucks. It's been sucking for the last 3.5 months.
Yeah.
But how they conduct themselves over there, it's like they don't talk to each other, and they don't have meetings on how to handle things. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
This company, and I never even heard this company before yesterday. And this company spends all this money, and right after they roll out the big announcement, the manager, the face of the team, is saying, "Well, I call it Comiskey Park anyway." So he's actually telling the fans not to even call it great, whatever they're going to call it.
Oh, I'm sure there is some dancing around
ridiculous.
that one.
Well, Joe.
Well, how do you not say? Well, let's do this. That's fine. We'll go with you guys. But let's have some ideas for nicknames before we roll it out, because people are not going to like this change. And let's have a different logo. We need to change this logo if you want to partner with us. Come on,
Joe. Yeah. Do you feel like with the guaranteed rate, the downward arrow? Is there any more? Is there something that goes along more with the product than guaranteed rate with the downward arrow for the? And by the way, shouldn't when we go into school as kids, there's always like, hey, here's how to learn social skills in kindergarten and social skills in first grade, second grade, third grade. Don't you think the White Sox ownership and management should have to go through how to have social skills with themselves?
Yeah.
Joe?
I think we lost Joe.
Okay. I mean, cricket. Could you play cricket, Steve, for God's sakes? Can we lose somebody when I'm going off on a rant like that?
I just honestly, I think there's a very easy way for them to change.
He might have hung.
I mean, think of it this way.
If you guys don't want guests, you don't have to book any.
No. I thought you hung up because of my rant there.
Yeah.
What's
going on?
Then I looked at my phone and it said call in. I don't know what happened.
Oh, it's all Skype's fault. We're blaming Skype.
Joe, so my rant is as far as
give him the short.
Like in kindergarten and first grade, we go through these, social skills. Don't you think that that the White Sox should have to go back through social skills in first, second, kindergarten?
It's very pre-business
as far as the management and ownership goes, because that always seems to be the problem with Jerry Reinsdorf.
No one's on the same page.
Well, you hit on it, Bobbo. That's the thing. And
look somebody in the eyes.
Well, what I'm getting at is it's the thing because not just, of course, it starts at the top. Everything does. But if you're employed there, you're there for life. So there is very little pressure, especially if your name is Ken Williams.
Yeah,
There's very little pressure to get things right and be in tune with the fans. And people like to I was talking with Lawrence Holmes about this off the air today. We were talking in the studio. That people like to point everything at Brooks Boyer and, what is Brooks Boyer doing? He's got to sell more tickets. Brooks Boyer this, Brooks Boyer that.
It's the product.
Brooks Boyer is the marketing guy.
Yeah.
He's the marketing guy. He's not even in media or public relations at all. And all these blunders, they all blame it on him. It's the problem. Is there ever any change inside that organization? And I don't even know. As ridiculous as this sounds, with Robin Ventura's contract expiring, and with what's happened since that 23-10 start, being the worst team in baseball, I don't even think it's a lock that Robin Ventura is gone.
No, it's not. Okay, and even you throw in with another Reinsdorf run organization, the Bulls. You run like the fact that. When you have good coaches and whatnot, whether it be Thibodeau, I know you like Thibodeau, or is that Shipkowski that likes Thibodeau?
Well, Shipkowski's over the top about him, but I mean, he's a damn good coach. But I'm not rooting for Timberwolves like Shep.
Okay, but either way, you look at Reinsdorf. Okay, you're the owner. You hire a GM or president of basketball or baseball operations, whatever you hire them as, and then you have those guys always hate each other. You look at the White Sox, Ozzie Guillen and Ken Williams just hated each other, and then whoever's the coach and whoever's the GM with the Bulls, they just hate each other. It's like Reinsdorf. If you just stepped in and were like, "Hey, let's make this work out," or "Hey, you say something that is not jackassery," which is a new word that I'm creating, and you fix the thing. As an owner, you should have to fix things, and he doesn't do that. He doesn't even step in and help things. He just ruins things. And ever since the Jordan Bulls, he has one championship between those two franchises. I'm not saying that the White Sox could have won 5 or 6, but if there had been some kind of continuity between the front office and the coach or the managerial staff, or the front office of the Bulls and the coaching staff of the Bulls, there, maybe you have a couple more championships. And Reinsdorf is just an idiot.
I wrote about this last week. Mm-hmm. So there's always this confusion, or at least people talk about it, of who is running the White Sox. Who is in charge here? Is Rick making the call? Is Kenny making the call? I have no idea. They don't like it when you ask about it either, because then they get very upset. It's really not that hard to figure out what the hell is going on with the team. I'm not saying it's the right thing, but it's the easy thing to figure out. Rick Hahn doesn't have any power. You take a look at what was happening going into that trade deadline, and Rick Hahn's talking, big change, and people are starting to actually feel better about what could possibly be down the road, whether it was at the trade deadline or next season. And then days later, Ken Williams talks to the media, because he felt like it, because he didn't like doing it all the time, so that's why he was kicked upstairs. Ken Williams says, well, I have no idea what they're going to do. What happened to the trade deadline? Zach Duke was traded on a Sunday. The trade deadline was Monday. Absolutely nothing happened. Kenny got his way. Kenny always wins out. He won versus Ozzie. And we always have these battles. Kenny versus Chris Sale. Remember what Chris Sale was screaming about Kenny, getting him out of the locker room before the season started. Kenny versus, who else? Greg Walker. Kenny versus Frank Thomas. They had a White Sox business. It's always Kenny versus something. And Kenny's been there since 1994, since he started out as a scout once he ended his playing career. Mm-hmm. Kenny is not going anywhere unless he chooses to do so. Ken Williams is running the entire show in lockstep with Jerry Reinsdorf. And that's the culture that they've created together.
And I hate it. And I mean, even to the point where, Rick Hahn had to come out today and, address again, there's no Discord, we're all in lockstep, and kind of gave the whole rigmarole. And it just really bugged me. Because I mean, the way I'm looking at this, he says that within their first 1 or 2 moves, we'll announce what they're going to be doing, this, what direction they're going to take during the offseason, and whether it's going to be rebuild or whatever. I mean, where do you see this going? Obviously, Kenny's still there, so you're under the impression that, again, it's going to be balls to the wall, all chips in, everything else, right?
Jerry said the exact same thing. David Kaplan reported that a longtime scout told him that Rick Hahn wanted to rebuild. Kenny did not at the trade deadline.
Of course.
Kenny went out, and just how ridiculous everything is, the hierarchy in that organization, how it's run. They're just a complete disaster. And Jerry called David Kaplan, and he said exactly what Rick Hahn said today. It's funny. So they didn't want to tell anybody what they're doing, but they keep telling everybody that as soon as we make this big first move, you're going to know what we're doing. I'll believe it when I see it. What I hope they do, what I think they're going to do, what it sounds like to me, it sounds like a partial rebuild. It does not. And so are they going to trade Quintana? Or are they going to trade Sale? Because that's what that entails. obviously there wasn't any interest in any of their other position players like Todd Frazier or Melky Cabrera or any of those guys. So it's going to be trading Sale or Quintana. I don't think it will be trading both, but it's going to be trading one of them. And as you guys know, the pitching market is absolutely horrible in free agency.
Right.
So they're going to have the number one commodity, whichever guy they decide to deal, and maybe it depends what deals are on the table. Maybe that will make their decision. Or maybe they've already made the decision of which guy they're going to move. I don't know.
No, I can tell you who they're going to pick up. I mean, Jonas Cespedes just said the other day, hey, man, he's not going to opt out at year's end. But if the Mets don't make the postseason, I can't say that I believe him. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Cespedes here, and then you trade Sale to the Dodgers, and somehow you get, the guy that nobody wants, Yasiel Puig in here. So you get those guys, manning outfield for you. I'm telling you, that's a Kenny move right there. I'm telling you all day. It's got him written all over it. It disgusts me.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but the Dodgers, they've really separated themselves from Yasiel Puig, and he has so little value, and you're taking
but
on.
They think he does. There. They think he does, though.
They've been trying to give him away, though.
They're going to say that, but they're separating themselves. They don't even sell any merchandise with his name on it anymore. They're going to say that he has a lot of value, but it's really hope that somebody overpays for him. They really want him out of the organization.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I get what you're. I like what you're
saying. Bobby, you probably. It sounds like you disagree. That's fine, but I'm just saying. The way I read it is, they don't want him there at all.
No, I actually like what you just said. Actually, better than what I just said. Which okay, Joe.
I have that feeling all the time with Joe. It just goes like that.
No, I do side with Joe. Pretty much. I pretty much side with you on a lot of stuff, but as far as that goes, I agree with that statement. Like I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was a case of that at all. I thought they were overvaluing what you're saying. They're just trying to get. Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I respect.
Well, publicly, they're going to talk about it.
Well, of course. Yeah, no, he was just saying, publicly they're going to talk him up, and that's obviously what you do when you're trying to move some of these assets. You know what I mean? Whatever you do have, you hype them up so you can hopefully get rid of them. And I guess let's just kind of keep it on LA real quick here. I guess Clayton Kershaw is looking to make 2 September starts against San Francisco. I mean, do you expect him to make those coming back from the injury he is, and do the Dodgers need him now to make those September starts against San Francisco in order to avoid that play-in game? Because I'm surprised they kept afloat this whole time.
Guys, I think, being in Chicago, most of us, it feels like we all believe that the story is the Cubs. And, well, maybe when we look back on 2016, the story will be the Cubs. Obviously, it depends what happens in the postseason. But for my money, just looking at it objectively, the story of this season to me is the Dodgers. It's absolutely insane. When they had the best pitcher on the planet by far, they couldn't score any runs for him. And since he's gone on this long disabled list stint, the offense has completely turned around, and they're a much better team without the best starting pitcher in all of baseball. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. And they now have this 3-game lead coming into the day in the NL West against the team that had the best record at the All-Star break in all of baseball. It's unbelievable. And you look at that DL list on that team, all the pitchers, all these injuries that they've dealt with. It's really a hell of an accomplishment what they've done already. Now, I understand Kershaw's postseason struggles, but if you get him in the mix, that is a complete game changer. That changes the playoff picture in the NL big time.
Okay, Joe, do you think, though, that the Kershaw thing is like the Ewing theory in Patrick Ewing theory in basketball, where at times when Patrick Ewing was sitting out for Georgetown or for the Knicks, the team played better when Ewing was either in foul trouble or injured because they had to. And, that's what, Clayton Kershaw is like the Patrick Ewing of baseball, where the team's playing better when he's on the DL, but when he comes back, are they necessarily better when he comes back from injury, or are they just, the average Knicks with Ewing where they're just a step short, or are they the average Dodgers where they're just a step short?
I mean,
it seems like. Do you think Kershaw could be the Ewing theory of Major League Baseball?
I think it's possible because what it seems like, and sometimes we get caught up in all these different numbers that are out there. It's just endless. But sometimes we forget that there are human beings playing this game. And the reason I think it's possible is because we're talking about humans here who, are constantly telling stories, and especially out there in LA, I'm sure it's all about, wow, he is just like Koufax in so many ways. And mentally, when they go to the ballpark that day, they feel very confident that Kershaw's on the mound. But maybe somewhere in their head, we only need one or two today, guys. It's going to be an easy day at the park. I think that there is a little bit of that, and they lose their edge a little bit. And then on top of it, you look at what's happened since losing him and how they've been better. I have no idea. A big part is Justin Turner, and having the Rookie of the Year is a big help as well. But, man, it is just insane. And that NL playoff picture, I mean, I know people are going to say the Cubs are the favorite, and being baseball fans all our lives, we know once you get to the postseason, that means just about nothing because you can't predict what's going to happen.
Right. Oh, no.
But you take a look at that NL playoff picture, and you're talking about if the wild card is the Dodgers or Giants, you throw those four teams in a hat. I have no idea, guys.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. And who probably scares you the most out of that? I mean, I think Pittsburgh probably pretty much at this point is kind of falling off. But you're still looking at St. Louis. You're looking at Miami still in there. New York, I guess, is still trying to make a push. But it's pretty much you can be rest assured it's going to be the Cubs and Nationals, the Dodgers and San Fran. I mean, which one of those scares you the most? Looking at out of everything that you know about the Cubs.
From the Cubs' point of view, and we touched on this with Farron on Sunday morning. Mm-hmm. The team that would scare me the most is the team that's being talked about of those four teams the least. And for my money, that's the Washington Nationals. Yeah. They have the starting rotation. You look at what Murphy has done. We're waiting for it to stop, and it won't. And then right at the deadline, 2 days before the deadline, they made the move to go get their closer, giving up a lot less than what the Cubs did to go and get their closer. What don't they have? Well, the MVP has not been an MVP.
No.
But I don't think it would surprise anybody if he were to turn around and be much closer to Bryce Harper at some point, or maybe it happens in the playoffs. The team that scared me the most is the Nationals. The Cubs have had their number this year for the most part, except for that, I believe, the 4-game series out there where they split. Right. But that doesn't mean anything. We saw the Cubs go 7-0 against the Mets last year in the regular season.
Hey, we do not bring that up.
Sorry, I'm just saying. I don't. Whoever they play in the first round, people are going to go run and look and see what they did in the regular season, and it means absolutely nothing.
Zero. Yeah, and I guess the AL East has actually been pretty interesting. Seeing the way things have worked out between amazing Mets. You keep it. No. I'm not going to let you do that.
Sorry, I hit it by accident, I swear.
Yeah, no, they're going to need a lot more for the Mets to actually kind of work themselves back into it. Their pitching just hasn't been as lights out, I don't think, this year as it has been else. Last year, the offense, obviously not as huge of a deal as it has been before. But I'm looking at Toronto, a team that's got a great offense, and you have that fantastic offense. They've been working with a 6-man rotation for a while now. They sent Aaron Sanchez down to single A so he can work, just kind of lighten the load on him a little bit because he's already pitched a career-high innings this year. Do you think a guy like Francisco Liriano and the rest of that crew can kind of hold things together and help help the whole final run here with Bautista and Encarnacion why David Ortiz is going through his swan song, and you got Baltimore fading with their starting rotation. How do you like that East, and how do you think it's going to shape up here?
The East is. You could have asked me this on opening day. You could ask me this at any day during the regular season, and you're asking me it tonight in late August, and the answer is the same and hasn't changed.
Right.
I have no idea what is going to happen in that AL East. I haven't known all season. I don't think I'm going to know until the season is officially over. Any of those three teams, you can divide it three ways. Any of those three teams could end up winning that division. Now, I am a little surprised that Baltimore is in the position that they are. We knew about the strong offense, and they're a fantastic team at home, and the strong bullpen and all that. But the issue is going to be the starting pitching. The starting pitching has been good enough. Now, we didn't know that they were going to have the best relief pitcher in all of baseball this year, but that's exactly what's happened, and Britton has held them in there. And no, I don't think you should get an AL MVP vote, but that's just me.
Me neither.
I did throw. I'll be honest. I did throw a few bucks on Boston a couple different times this year. I think they have enough pitching, and we know about that lineup, but it's really just a guess who's going to win that division.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, I think that even people are, I guess kind of passing up a little bit is the fact that you got a guy like, Hanley Ramirez has been ripped on for so long now. He's having a pretty damn good year, and I think people are missing out on that and just kind of not realizing between Mookie Betts and even Dustin Pedroia is having a great year. Ortiz is playing out of his damn mind. I still don't know how this guy is doing it. But yeah, no, that I think that lineup is just way better than people think, and they do have enough pitching there. I do think, at least through their starting rotation, there's enough pieces there to make that thing work. But I guess looking at it, seeing the year that Ortiz is having, is he retiring really? I mean, I guess it's kind of hard. You got to call into question at this point.
Are you asking him or his PEDs?
Yeah, right.
I've been saying all year that he can't retire. How can you retire? I was actually thinking about it earlier today, and it's got to be so difficult because they're going to throw so much money at him to come back because they don't have an answer right now to fill that spot. And you take away a big piece of that offense, and suddenly how tough they are as a team really changes. But I think the answer lies with what happens. Right? That I could say right now that, I think David Ortiz will do it one more time. And I know he did the Swan Song thing again, but he'll do it again for $30 million or whatever they end up throwing at him to come back. And please come back one more time. If they win the World Series, he walks away, though, is what I honestly believe.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. And Joe, before we let you go.
No, hold up.
Go ahead. You get
Joe,
out.
You're into... actually, you had to delete some of my Facebook posts about the night of.
I just didn't want to ruin it for anybody.
I know. Okay. Johnny just earmuffs this. Anybody?
What is it?
Spoiler alert! As far as the night of, Joe, where are you at night of? As far as
I was able to binge this week, and I'm 100% caught up.
Okay, as far as with how many lies that he's gone through, the tattoos, which I feel like everybody overreacted to the tattoos because when everybody was tweeting about the tattoos, after I watched it, nobody really reacted on the show to the tattoos. What is the thing that do you think, as far as the final episode, is he going to get off?
I don't see. It's weird, Bobbo, because I didn't see this reaction because I binge watched it, so I don't know how people were reacting after each episode. So and then it's hard to find people that have watched every episode of it, but that's TV watching nowadays.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
either. Like I'm waiting to work for work on Sunday night because that's when I catch up on my shows is during work on Sunday night. And I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I don't feel like enough's happened for this show to be wrapped up in an hour or an hour and a half.
How many more episodes do they have? They aired 7.
Yeah, the season finale is on Sunday.
It's this week. That's crazy.
Doesn't it?
Yeah,
seem-
no. And this has been so popular. They made an announcement it was just going to be a short series, right?
Yeah, it's a mini series, but I feel like they're going to come back for another one, like with True Detective.
Correct. I agree with you 100% there. There's way too much out there to be wrapped up in an hour and a half. Way too much. Yeah, it's going to be. It has to be another season. They probably never thought it was going to be this popular.
Right. Well, okay. Do you think? Okay, without giving out any spoilers. Not with this episode, but I will recommend. Okay, not even with this show, but I will recommend for you another show, The Jinx, on HBO.
I've been told this. I have not watched it.
I just started watching it actually last night. I just started watching it. This show you need to watch if you liked Making a Murderer on Netflix. This is even better than that.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
I will add it to the list. Max Spiegel, when it was airing, was talking about that just about every week. He was a big fan of that too. So yeah I'm glad you reminded me that because I did forget about this show. But when you watch your shows on Sunday, what other shows are on that list?
My shows are right now. It's Ray Donovan because I'm fully caught up on that.
It's my favorite show.
Ray Donovan is okay. I feel like that show when I was watching it, as far as binge watching it. See, this is why I'm going to start watching a show after it's completed because I can't wait for the next week.
Oh yeah, no.
I know. I've been watching Ray Donovan since the start, and every week I watch it. I'm like, I want to watch another episode.
Okay, is Mickey Donovan the worst father in TV history?
Mickey Donovan. I've been saying this for years to people that watch this show. I think Mickey Donovan will go down as one of the greatest TV characters of all time.
What about Frank Gallagher from Shameless? That's a pretty shitty dad.
I don't watch Shameless.
Oh my goodness!
But with Mickey Donovan, he
No, he's a horrible father.
He's gotten each of his sons. He's gotten each of his 4 sons into some kind of crap that is almost irreversible. Like not listening to Ray as far as him getting, spoiler alert, getting touched by Father O'Connor. Bunchy,
the normal guy on the show, murders everyone.
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay, who do you feel the sorriest for as far as in Ray Donovan? Terry.
Ray's wife.
Ray's wife. Oh, I feel most sorry for Terry.
Yeah, Terry too.
Terry is
and
like.
You know what? I mean, who don't you feel sorry for? You feel sorry for Bunch. You feel sorry for everybody.
I don't feel sorry for Mick. Mickey is the worst. Mickey is the worst.
Yeah, I'm saying outside of the father.
Okay, outside of the father, I don't really feel so. Okay, outside of Mickey and Ray, like Ray, I feel like he does a lot of horrible crap.
Yeah.
You see every side of the story as far as that show goes. Like you kind of feel bad for Ezra. You feel bad for who's the other guy with Ray and Ezra?
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking
the
about?
guy and the girl. I'm blanking on their names right now.
Either way, but
Ari.
Ari, yes. No,
Yeah.
But you know what I'm talking about. But as far as that show goes, you end up feeling sorry for everybody except for Mick. And Mick, you just feel like every episode, I'm like, man, this is one of the worst fathers in television history. And then you're like, this is the worst father in television history. You keep going, and you're like, how is this? Can this guy just die? And it's going to come down.
It's so good.
Yes. Okay.
You have an all-time favorite moment. Like my favorite Ray Donovan moment is something that is laugh out loud funny.
Yeah. What is that?
That is when Ray's wife walked into the son's room.
Oh, when he's having sex with the bed?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, how has that not been brought up in this season?
Yeah.
It's on my list. I wrote that.
They're on the rocks as far as the family goes. How is that not brought up in this season? Like, okay, all of a sudden, Ray Donovan's son, Connor, is the tough guy. And how is it not brought up, like, hey, you were having sex with a bed?
That would be a running joke.
Yes. Like, I don't think my parents would let that go. Like, if anybody walked in on you, or if you walked in on somebody else doing that, that would never be let go. If you were having sex with a bed, that would
I'm just wondering what Johnny is thinking right now, because he's thinking, how do you have sex with a bed?
I'm thinking waterbed. I'm thinking Tempur-Pedic.
Yeah, apparently what was going on is he pulled up the mattress and stuck it right between the mattress and the bed spring and started going to town.
What?
Yes.
That's horrible.
That's what I got out of it. Joe, is that what you got out of it?
That's exactly what was going on.
Okay.
Oh my God.
And then his mom walked in on him.
Yeah.
And this man walked away with his penis and still attached?
We didn't see. Okay, we didn't see.
I can't imagine it ever ending well. Like,
Yeah.
penis and spring. So it sounds like a horrible
No,
combination.
there's no spring. It's a box spring. It's like
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
you lift
that's
the
a
mattress
spring.
up.
it's like between two cushions of a couch.
Oh, good Lord.
Either way, it's not comfortable. I'm guessing it's not comfortable. I've never done it myself, but okay. But Joe, okay, so I do the night of Ray Donovan and Vice Principals on Sunday nights when I'm working.
What is that?
Vice Principals is the new Danny McBride show on HBO.
Oh, yes. I love that, man.
Oh, man. Well, it sounds like we like similar shows, so I'm sure I'd love that.
Yes, you should definitely watch it. Okay, the first 2 episodes are a little slow as far as getting going. Episode 3 kicks you into gear, and episode 4 you're like, holy crap, this is Kenny Powers. Kenny Powers is back, and I'm just telling you I'm telling you, you got to get into, like, if you're gonna binge watch a show this week, it should be Vice Principals, and you'll be laughing your ass off.
But we're not giving anything away here, but that first episode of the night of, that's one of the best episodes of television I've seen in a long time. Like, it got your heart racing, man.
Yeah, and John Turturro's in there. And actually, that show, looking it up, apparently it's been supposed to be going around for a while now. It was a British television series that got picked up. James Gandolfini was supposed to be in it, and Richard Price.
Oh.
And then Gandolfini passed away, and then Robert De Niro was supposed to replace Gandolfini, and then John Turturro ended up filling.
Who ends up being really, he really is good in it. But Joe,
he's an amazing actor. I love it.
Joe, I feel like when you said I'm going to delete these comments, when I was I was like, what the hell? Joe is going to screw me over on these good comments on his.
No, I just didn't.
No.
It's a new show, and
you look up if you read the plot of the first episode,
yeah.
It gives away that somebody dies. Like, it gives away that she dies. That's why I said it. That's why I said it.
No, I didn't think it was bad. Have you ever mentioned something about a TV show on social media, and the backlash is just so over the top? People get so mad. Like, a month ago, there was this GIF that I saw, and I posted it on Twitter just because it went along with what I was talking about, and I thought it was funny, and it was something from Game of Thrones, which I don't even watch, so I don't even know what it was.
It's so stupid.
And people got so mad at me because it was somebody getting murdered in the GIF, and they didn't finish watching, even though that aired 3 months prior. It just seems like, with binge watching now, people are so sensitive that you can't say anything about any TV show ever, just in case they run into it or they plan on watching it months from now when the show's over or something like that.
The only thing
It's kind of annoying. It's like I can't talk to anybody about a TV show that I really love.
Like me and you were trying to talk. Like I was trying to talk to you about that TV show. I just have to direct message you and act like a creep.
It's annoying. It's annoying. I know. It's so stupid, but I just don't even want to deal with the backlash because people get so mad.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many losers in this universe.
Yeah, there are. The only thing that deserves that much attention was Star Wars, where everybody was just quiet about it for like a good month and a half, 2 months. Like everybody get caught up, watch it, get your chance to go to the theater.
No.
And that's not like a binge watching show. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I love the
I found out from
shows, but I also
Jackass
hate
friend
them.
on Facebook that what's his name, Han Solo died. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, that would have killed me if I would have known that going into it. I kind of figured somebody was
going
going
to that out a month in. But sorry, Joe.
He died?
It is.
He died?
Joe? Okay.
Yes.
No, he's totally done. Just let him roll with it.
Joe, you haven't seen Star Wars?
No, I did not.
God damn it. God.
I wasn't going to see it anyways.
Okay.
It doesn't matter to me. I never got into it, so.
Okay, all right. Thank God.
Either way, Joe's got a life to live right now. And, my man, thank you so much for coming on. We can find you at Joe0670 on Twitter. Also, again, doing Hit and Run on Sunday mornings on 670, doing your show on Friday nights. Anything else special we should be paying attention to?
Well, yeah. Well, no. Tomorrow, no show because the Cubs are on the West Coast. And then no show for me on Sunday. Barry will be there, but I will not be because in about 12 hours I'm flying to Vegas.
Woo! Have fun there.
I don't know how you don't.
Yeah, right. Is that you going there for like a big party or something like that, or just taking that vacation, going to Vegas?
I'm actually going for. There's this football contest every year. It's called the Super Contest, and the website oddshark.com is they're covering me to enter to play on Team Oddshark. So it's pretty awesome. What they're expecting to be the top prize, because they're getting so many entries. If it increases, the top prize should be $1 million this year. So,
dang. Well, best of luck to you, sir. Break a leg on that one.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to that. Can you believe? I mean, we're just getting into the final stretch here for baseball, and then here comes football smacking us in the face too.
Yeah, this is my favorite time of the year. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh, it's awesome.
Well, unless you're a Bears fan.
No, let's just leave that alone.
If you're a Bears fan.
Just gotta go.
It is so weird, guys, because it's a combination with the Cubs and the Bears sucking, but it's the first time I remember before a Bears season that nobody cares about the Bears. Nobody.
Oh, you noticed that too? I thought I was all by myself.
Nobody.
Wow.
Well, okay, it's because of Jay Cutler. I love Jay Cutler.
So
Jay
much
Cutler cost me the chance to win $10 when I bet that he would win 12 games in his first season with the Bears. Because
what are you doing?
No, okay, Joe.
What?
Joe.
You bet they'd go 12-4.
12 wins, including the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
He never had a defense. Okay, in his first year with the Bears, he never had a defense with the Denver Broncos. Like, they were a crap defense. And when he went to the Bears, it was like, okay, now he's getting what's his name? Brian Urlacher as in defense. And Brian Urlacher's finally getting a semi-decent quarterback. And that was not the case, and I lost $12 to my brother.
Oh,
and they also didn't give him any receivers at that time, and now he has some receivers.
He had Miles Hurd, who was a drug kingpin. That was his best receiver.
Oh, Sam Hurd.
His name, Sam Hurd. Good Lord.
I just combined Sam Hurd and Miles Austin. Sorry.
All right, Joe, we love you, man. You got better things to do.
All right, fellas. Enjoyed it as always. Hopefully I made up for the Grote not connecting with him.
You were absolutely fantastic. We love you, Joe. Thank you so much for coming on, buddy. And Like I said, again, break a leg out there on your trip, man. Kill it.
All right. Take care, guys.
You got it later. There he is, Joe Ostrowski at Joe O 670 WSCR 670. The Score. You can normally catch him on Sundays doing hit and run. Fantastic stuff. Guy knows his sports, knows his television shows.
Shut your mouth.
I needed someone.
Wait,
to
shut your
work
mouth. Shut your mouth.
I think we've had enough.
Shut for
here.
1 second.
Shut your mouth.
I needed.
That was me during you guys talking about the Bears.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about the Bears, so we're gonna bring on our little buddy Coty VanCura, Celebratory Forties. What the hell is going on, Cody? How are you?
Hey guys, how's it going?
And now it's time for the man, the myth, the legend, the emo prince of the Midwest, Coty VanCura.
Cody, what's up, dude?
Hey, dude.
How you doing tonight, man? You sound kind of sad right now.
No, I'm actually doing okay. I'm with two dudes.
Yeah,
Drinking.
pathetic.
I'm drinking some beers in the field by my house with two of my favorite dudes. So I'm doing okay.
Oh wow, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, some shirtless guys drinking beers.
Oh God. So how many weird pictures are we going to see of this on the internet?
Oh, none. These are for my private stash.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sure about that, dude. Why you're always posting the craziest pictures? How do these things even come up? Half of these pictures that I see you in where either everybody's dressed like they're Serbian or people got their shirts off or, wringing their arms around one another, drinking beers. It's very, very creative things that you come up with, Cody, to take pictures of.
I can't tell you, man. It just happens in the moment.
Man, they make me feel awkward from time to time.
Did you see my shirtless dude pic I posted?
I know for a fact I seen it. I posted a crazy little my own little meme there, just the disgusted face. I don't know if Bob saw it or not. You see that, Bob? Are you friends with Cody on Facebook?
I'm friends, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, Bob, it's me and a bunch of other dudes just shirtless hanging out.
Oh yeah, that was pretty gay.
Yeah, super gay, right?
Yeah, it was. No offense to gay people, but that was gayer than gay.
Hey, no offense taken.
I like how when I look you up on Facebook, it says you work for Macho Men. Macho Man at Macho Men. God bless you, Cody.
Yeah, no, there was the circle I used to run, and there was the Macho Man circle.
You are true.
I'm not even messing with you. It was a thing where we would get together. We would cover the Village People songs. Like, it was me and like 6 other dudes. We had a club where we would cover Village People, and we were called the Macho Man.
That's right.
That's totally gross. So, Cody, I got to send this picture here to our friend Bob. There you go. There it is, my man. Maybe we'll tweet that out a little bit later. But how about this whole Morrissey thing? Kicking dirt on David Bowie's grave. I mean, okay, so I guess to give you the short long story. In '95, Morrissey was asked to open for David Bowie's Outside tour, and only lasted a few days. Morrissey pulled out because he got sick, and then returned to stage a few days later to headline his own tour there. And it seemed like apparently there might have been a little argument that went on backstage between Bowie and Morrissey, and then the next 2 decades, Morrissey just continually pokes at Bowie, whether it be through the press or through social media, whatever the case may be. 2006, Bowie turned down an offer to collaborate with Morrissey on Ringleader of the Tormentors, and then again rejected Morrissey back in 2013, where apparently they were looking to use an image of both of them as some artwork as a reissue of the last famous international Playboys, and instead Morrissey was forced to go in a photo with the man, the myth, the legend, Rick Astley, and so Never Gonna Let You Down. And then years later, Morrissey, still having an issue even after Bowie's passed away, and apparently during a gig in Manchester over the weekend, Morrissey, I guess performed a song called "All the Best Ones Dies," which he proceeds to name off several people that died in music over the last year, and other famous people like Prince, Muhammad Ali, and at no point mentioned Bowie. People started booing him. Some dude called him a "see you next Tuesday."
Bowing him.
Oh yeah. What's your take on that one, my guy Cody?
All right, dude. So over the past few months, I feel like we've been talking about Morrissey a lot. Like he just keeps coming up.
Yeah,
in the news.
I agree with this. I feel like we've talked about Morrissey one too many times.
That's okay.
Let's just switch this to a Morrissey-centered podcast.
No, that needs to not happen. Is that where we're like?
Did you say a Morrissey-dedicated podcast?
Do it.
Yeah.
I would do
like a
that.
3-second podcast.
Cody, do you want to do a Morrissey-dedicated podcast? I would do that.
Do you want to do it, Bob? Every week we'll just talk about the news going on with Morrissey and what he's doing.
I feel like we might get like 6 or 7 listens per week.
Dude,
one of them would be Morrissey, and then he'd talk crap
one
about
of them would
it.
be Morrissey, and then the other people would be people who have Morrissey last names because they're thinking, "Oh, this is a podcast about genealogy about the Morrisseys."
No,
no. What I was saying, like we've been talking about him so much these past few months, is because he has regressed to the point of acting like a toddler. Where just everything is a temper tantrum. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I don't like this guy. I don't like them. And, like, it's so entertaining to watch now because I don't think we've ever seen a public meltdown as wild as this. Like it's on a different level of being childish, and I think it's fantastic. I hope it gets to the next level where he's just on stage wearing a diaper.
Yeah, no, that needs to happen. I think during that podcast, Cody, you should. Take it easy there, Bobbo. You all right?
Yeah.
Something bad happened in your video game?
Yes.
That's okay. But I say that Cody just reads Bob lyrics, like picks a Morrissey song, whether it be the Smiths or solo stuff, and just starts reading it to him, and then we have Bob's reaction to it, where Cody's like, "I'm the son and their heir of a shyness that's criminally vulgar."
Shyness?
Yep, shyness. That's a word.
There's something else with this that I don't want to hear.
Yeah, see?
After 4 weeks of the podcast, Bob would have an aneurysm.
It'd be good radio, though.
Cody, do you want to start a podcast? Cody, do you want to start a Morrissey podcast? I've never really...
Yeah, I think it would be great to start a Morrissey podcast.
Keith, can Late Night Sports Radio handle another podcast? The Bob and Cody Morrissey podcast on LateNightSportsRadio.com.
I'm going to lay the hammer down on that one right now and say no.
You just have to produce it yourselves. Keith wants no part of that one.
I'm not sitting around here for an hour to 2 hours to watch you two guys talk about frickin' Morrissey.
I don't even know what Morrissey is. I know the kid that went to my grade school with the last name Morrissey, and he was a goddamn loser.
Pretty similar.
I'm not gonna, I mean, allegedly a loser. I mean, he could be really successful now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about this though? All right, so let's get on a little bit happier topic here for you, Bobbo. We got the spirit of Batman, the 66 Batman. It's all over the new trailer for the Batman Return of the Caped Crusaders. Adam West, Burt Ward, both putting their tights back on again. They're going to be doing an animated series of that Batman from basically basing it off of the the roles that they played over 50 years ago with all the bows, the thwops, the bangs, the kabooms.
What, man?
Cesar Romero, he's dead, right? So we don't have him as a joke.
History. Burt, the other guy that Burt Reynolds, not Burt
Ward.
No, Burt Ward's alive. The guy that played the Penguin. Who played the Penguin?
Oh, yeah, he was from Grumpy Old Men.
Burgess Meredith.
He played Rocky's trainer.
Burgess Meredith.
Burgess Meredith, he's history. I'm assuming that bitch is dead, too. No, but...
Bob's on a roll tonight.
Yes. Okay. No, but I'm assuming that... Okay, what was the question?
There was no question yet, Bob.
We were just discussing the topic of them bringing back an animated series.
Okay. I wouldn't mind an animated series with Adam West and Dick Ward, or whatever his name is, with
Burt Ward.
Burt Ward. But the guy's name had Dick in it, right?
Well, Dick Grayson
on the show.
Yeah, Dick Grayson. Yeah, that's a great name. Dick Grayson. Great
not
name.
Not as great as Dick Trickle. That's still my favorite.
Yeah, but that's real. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
You got some perverts in Hollywood, not even Hollywood, some perverts that need to make comic books for comic book nerds to read, and they put Dick in the name. I mean, that's just terrific. I mean, really. But as far as the Dick jokes and whatnot go, I would say it's great as far as Adam West goes, being able to be in the comic books and the TV shows and movies now that are comic.
Well, no, what I'm really excited for you guys is, like, over the past, 10, however long Family Guy has been on, Family Guy has made Adam West into a complete joke where, everyone views him as, a mentally handicapped, person now.
He was he was a joke when he played Batman. Okay, Batman in
No, he plays the best version of Batman.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So everybody in 1966 thought that there was anti-shark repellent. Give me a goddamn break. You think that was
in the movie?
Batman was not as dark leading up until the Tim Burton movies. Batman was not a dark comic book.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
okay, if you ask Kate, Kate's with. She hates a new Batman movie.
Adam West is a joke now. It's not a big goddamn deal because he was kind of a joke back in the day when he was playing Batman.
Yeah, but no, it was a very innocent Batman, and it was for kids. A lot of kids growing up now are too young to actually watch the Dark Knight trilogy. So, kids being able to see, Adam West and Burt Ward doing this really innocent Batman, it's going to be good for kids to get into it. And when they're older, they can appreciate the newer Batman.
Yeah, well, I mean, even what the new Batman laughing joke, which is playing off of the the animated series there.
Excuse me. Excuse me. It's the Killing Joke.
Killing joke, whatever. Laughing joke, killing joke. At least one of us knows what the
Whoa.
This is an R-rated series.
Keith, am I kind of right on this shit?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Bob. Right on what?
Keith, am I kind of right on this?
On what?
What exactly? You were going on and on there.
As far as Adam West, he wasn't he was kind of a joke when he was doing the Batman.
I wouldn't
call
him
the movie and the Batman TV show. If we're gonna act like they really turned him into a joke as far as as far as Family Guy goes, he was already kind of a it wasn't like he was a true joke.
Yeah, but Family Guy turned him into a mentally handicapped character. He was never mentally handicapped in Batman.
Yeah,
he was just very
but they did the same thing with Patrick Stewart. As far as Star Trek goes. They did the same thing with Patrick Stewart as far as American Dad goes with Patrick Stewart's character on American Dad.
Yeah, but how many people actually watch American Dad? A very small percentage of the population takes time out of their schedule to watch that.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't think anybody's really looking
for it. What's the difference? Either way, they're turning two classic characters into a joke. What's the difference?
Patrick Stewart has done enough of his career.
Patrick Stewart was taken way more seriously than what's this Adam West Batman?
Adam West. Well,
Patrick Stewart. So what's the difference?
The difference is I have fond memories growing up watching the original Batman series, and I'm happy for it to be brought back. I don't know.
Yeah, and I have fond memories.
Why you have such
of
a hate boner for me enjoying this? Like, do you not want me and other people to have enjoyment?
No, I don't want anybody to be happy. But as far as I go, okay, Patrick Stewart was taken far more seriously than Adam West on Batman. Patrick Stewart was taken far more seriously on Star Trek: The Next Generation. And
yeah, he was. Yes.
Now he's turned into a joke on Blunt Talk. And as far as American Dad, so what's the difference with Adam West? Like, these guys have a choice. It's not like they're, oh yeah, what's the difference?
Okay, but
it's kind of like it's like
Bob.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Patrick Stewart is still getting acting roles. He was in one of the best movies of the year. Adam West is not getting acting roles. I'm very happy for Adam West.
How should he? He was not that great an actor in the Batman series or the Batman movie in 1966.
You're discrediting his acting skills because I think he was the best Batman we ever had.
I am overstating his acting skills.
Oh, good Lord. We're all overstating this. I think we just like to enjoy television shows and talk about them. So,
Adam West
really
is not on the same. Adam West is not on the same level as Patrick Stewart.
That was never the argument anyone was making.
That's what I'm making. As far as you're acting like Adam West is above what he's doing on Family Guy, and he's not.
Yeah, no, he is above what he's doing on Family Guy.
No, he's not.
Like I said, Adam West introduced Batman to millions and millions of people.
And I'm gonna
introduce live action Professor X, and now he's doing Blunt Talk, and he's doing Family Guy, and
he's doing stuff with his life. And let me tell you, Bob's gonna keep ranting. I'm just gonna roll over this real quick. Big thanks, Mark Grote at Mark Grote Sports, WSCR 670 Score at Mark Grote Sports on the Twitter bot, Chicago Cup pre and post game host Joe Ostrowski at Joe0670 WSCR 670 Score as well. Also the Daily Herald, and also Coty VanCura, Celebratory Forties. Check out his Facebook page. Fantastic person. Thank you, Coty. And
hey, you guys have a good night.
You too, sir. We love you. And to my touch co-host Bob Sullivan, we love you to death. You can find him on Twitter at Bob Sullivan Show. Best damn producer in the world, Keith Grieve at Keith Grieve on Twitter. Also 87sportsfans.com. And most importantly, thank you calling, texting, tweeting, and especially listening after tonight's fun adventures. And you can find the Johnnie Bobbo Show on Facebook and also listen to it anytime you want on Spreaker, iTunes, and Stitcher. I'm Johnny Malors. You can find me at Malors on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Be good.
Find us next Thursday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Same bat time, same bat channel.
It might be 9:30.